I can't see this. I just got out of bed. It's like 2 o'clock. Okay, so I went to the mailbox and got something from Dolores' dad. I don't know if this is going to upload or not. So I'm going to do this big reveal. If this gets choppy, let me know. Okay. Father's motion to dismiss mother's pro se motion. Comes now Sinan Gadir and would move this honorable court to dismiss Lydia A. Hubble's hereafter mother's pro se motion since mother hasn't complied with the court's order from November 23, 2020 on Exhibit A. Looks like this isn't going to be anything new. The order on Exhibit A set this matter to be heard on March 15, 2021. The order also required mother to get a full psychological/functional parental assessment and have a home study done at her house. On a Facebook post, see, he stalked my Facebook post. On Exhibit B apparently took a screenshot. From November 26, 2020, mother stated, quote, I told Magistrate Robinson I am not taking another one, end quote. Another what? Psychological evaluation? Okay, all right. I'll upload this. On another Facebook post on Exhibit C from December 8, 2020, mother stated, quote, I have nothing to gain by opening my door to his minions. It is not in my best interest, nor in Dolores' best interest. The right to be secure in your home is fundamental. It is one thing I have control over, and I will not budge until I see some benefit for me and Dolores, end quote. Paragraph 4. Based on these posts, father believes mother hasn't received a psychological parental assessment, nor has she had a home study done. He knows I had the psychological evaluation and parenting assessment done. I'm pretty sure he was there at the hearing when DCS said, basically they said they didn't believe it was valid because they didn't make any recommendations. They didn't have anything horrible to say about me, and they didn't make any recommendations because I was already doing everything I needed to be doing. I was fully compliant and following the recommendations that had already been in place. So she didn't have anything to add to that. Based on these posts, father believes mother hasn't received, okay, nor had a home study done. And no, I have not had a home study done. I'm not going to have a home study done. I've had 3 psychological evaluations, not counting my ongoing, ongoing evaluations. My therapist wrote 4 letters over a period of years saying, you know, he didn't have any concerns about me as far as parenting my child. And none of the psychological evaluations and parenting assessments I've had brought up any issues with me being able to parent my child. So it doesn't matter if you've got a diagnosis of ADHD or depression or anxiety or adjustment disorder. What matters is how it affects your ability to parent your child. And, you know, nobody has said she's an unfit parent because she's has depression. I mean, if they took kids away from parents because parents had uh, you know anxiety or depression. I mean, he's got anxiety and depression. So and he's got other undiagnosed mental issues, in my opinion, that dramatically affect his ability to effectively parent Delora. Okay, so that's basically what his motion was. She hasn't complied, so dismiss her motion. So it says, father respectfully requests mother's motion is dismissed and the case be postponed until mother complies with the court order on Exhibit A. So I've already prepared to deal with that in court. I really have been. This has been a really hard week for me. I want to file something else, and I didn't know what to file. proposed finding of facts and conclusions of law and proposed orders. What I think. Okay, so this is the copy of the order, which tells me I shall bring the following: the full psychological report, maybe full functional parenting assessment, home study on petitioner's home. And one of the problems with my parenting assessment is some of my this most recent one. I'll take them, all of them. I'll take them, as many letters as I can find. Still got one original copy of uh, of John Lewis's letter about my ongoing therapy and my exceptional compliance and his lack of any concerns and his belief that I'm a competent, nurturing parent. So I'll take him. I'll take him everything. And yeah, the home study on petitioner's home. Um, yeah, I got my argument against that. And also, it says um, the respondent must be present at next hearing. Now, he wasn't at the last hearing. If he had been at the last hearing, he would have heard Magistrate Robinson say that we would reconvene on March 15th unless I filed something soon to get an earlier court date than that, which is what I was able to do. All right. I'm eating my. You got to get the caramel. These come from Walgreens. Yeah, I'm stressed out. That's one of my stress eating foods. I think it's probably healthier than Krispy Kreme donuts. Yeah. All right. Screenshot. This was in my memories. I shared this November 26, 2020. It was original. This original post. Psych eval and parenting assessment tomorrow. I strongly objected and have made it clear that I am agreeing only under duress. And I will take Dolores' TikTok video that she posted, and that was the duress I was under, because her crying out for help like that, everybody still said, "Oh, she's fine, she's fine," and then he cut her off from TikTok so she couldn't communicate through that anymore. So that was November 26, 2018. And then, but 2020, November 26, 2020, I said it was rejected because there were no concerns. The one I took under duress said it was rejected because there were no concerns raised about my parenting and no recommendation, in parentheses, hoops to jump through. I told Magistrate Robinson I'm not taking another one. All right. And this one, this is a very slender filing. He usually has like a big stack of it. Okay, this is in the public group, the Tennessee Jam. Oh, wow. I didn't know he was on that, but that's the public group. We've got a private Tennessee Jam group too. So he must check into I bet he follows in every public group I'm in, and I bet he tries to get in every private group I'm in. I I wouldn't do this to him. I don't think. Maybe I would. Maybe I would do it to him. I don't know. I guess I guess it makes sense to find information anywhere you can. And I've wondered too, has he has he hired a PI to follow me around and stuff? Okay, so this one was December 8th, 2020, 8:30 p.m. I shared a live video. Oh, he listened to my Lisa Lucy. Yeah, I figured he would. Chatting with this, I just didn't have any confirmation. See, I suspect a lot of things, and then I have to wait till I get confirmation. I'm chatting. Let's say, oh, I'm not going to read all this. This is on my on the Tennessee Jam page, December 8th. The video chatting with retired attorney Lisa Lucy. She tells me to jump through every hoop. Um, yeah, so I'm just putting there what Lisa Lucy says, and she's a retired attorney, not even in Tennessee, and she, yeah, she criticizes a lot of parents who um, resist oppression and um, push back against DCS and CPS and stuff. And I'm sure there are. Well, I know, yeah, I know there are parents who should have their children taken because they put their children in harm's way, or that's the only thing. That's the only reason is if they children would be in harm if they remained in the parents' care. But all right, that's it. Marcus Donald. Oh well, you're not going to find a soulmate here. Um, okay, all right. Well, I'm gonna end that. That was just basically. This is for Monday morning, and yeah, I I have a bunch of notes. I was gonna do a memorandum of law, and I just got a bunch of notes, and I just this has really been a stressful week. I shouldn't have to do any of this. I doubt that he's gonna come. I think he believes that the magistrate will grant his motion and dismiss this. Um, but that is non-negotiable. Me, and my therapist even said it's not a good idea to go to random strangers and get psych evals. And he said he didn't understand why they wouldn't accept his evaluation. He's had hundreds and hundreds of hours, because sometimes I was going twice a week when I was really having trouble back in the beginning. So why? And he's retired now. He's got 50 years of experience in the behavioral health field. He's a nurse practitioner. Why? And he's like, why wouldn't they accept his assessment and recommendations? And or yeah. And see, the thing is all these assessments say, you know, my mental health is affected in a negative way by these legal proceedings and being cut off by my daughter. So, if anybody wants my mental health to improve, it would make sense that they would quit torturing me and my daughter. And that's not the goal, though. The goal is to make me as sick as they possibly can, and avoid following as many laws as they can, and abuse their authority as much as they can. You know what? And that's the thing. If Why should I jump through their hoops when why should I, and Philip Smith, in fourth circuit, is scolding me for not, following a judge's order, because you're supposed to follow them until, somebody says you don't have to follow them. So I'm going to ask magistrate, I'm asking for relief. I'm asking for relief of these orders. And, yeah, so I've got things I'm going to say. I wish I had more time than 30 minutes, but I think 30 minutes is all I'm going to have. But I think I can do it all in 30 minutes. Just, I wish I had more time. But that'll get me to focus on the most uh, important things. But it's really setting a bad example It is impropriety. What rule is it? There's a rule, in the rules of the Supreme Court. What is it? The rules for the judges. I think it's Rule 10 under Rule 10 of the what is it? Um, I've posted it before, but you can file complaints for them for impropriety or the appearance of impropriety, and I think it is improper for a judge to enforce a unlawful order. I mean, I'm asking for relief. DCS asked for relief of an unlawful order, and they got it. I'm going to ask for relief of this, and I'm going to give him justification. But it's so far he's not on my list of people to file complaints about because the Court of Appeals reversed his, which was I was thinking about that today. He's the one, December 8th, 2014, 6 years ago. He's the one that ordered me to not at the you know Sarah Rice asked him to order me to not make any negative comments to any mutual friends because Delara's dad doesn't want his friends, and he said this in court. He's like he didn't want people judging him, and if it affects him socially, if his friends or his friends whose wives are my friends, if the word gets out what he's doing, and because he knows it's wrong on some level, he knows it's wrong on some level, he knows he should be ashamed, um, but he can't help himself because the judges keep enforcing his uh, unhealthy behavior. So okay, so in my first appeal, they threw out the homeschooling thing because I don't know exactly why. I think they said that I didn't specifically ask in the rehearing for permission to homeschool. I was asking for sole decision making authority. So the whole homeschool situation itself, I guess maybe didn't specifically come up, but everybody knew that was what, you know, I felt like was in Delara's best interest education wise. That was before I really knew he was, his intention was to completely erase me. So at that point, I didn't know what his big plan was. So I was surprised when I was mad at mad at Robertson. I was really shocked when he said I couldn't make negative comments about Delara's dad to mutual friends. I mean, I really didn't take that seriously. I didn't take a lot of these things that were, seriously. I'm like, he just misspoke or something. But the Court of Appeals did address that um, in when they reversed the gag order. Um, yeah, that was too much. But I forgive him for that, and I'd let that slide because I really do think Magistrate Robertson is trying to do the right thing, and I think I've got we've established such a history that I think being in front of this new judge, looking at it with fresh eyes, I think he'll see what's going on, and I hope and pray he'll grant relief. I mean, God's still in control, so if he doesn't, if I lose on Monday, then I just keep going on. And Tennessee Supreme Court still has not granted or denied my request to appeal, and okay, so I don't have Lisa Lucy thought I would be disappointed, but um, yeah, I won't be surprised if everything gets denied. I won't be surprised. Okay, well, 18 minutes. All right, so court is at 8:30 in the morning. Here's what I expect. I can't even really say I'm expecting him to give me the relief I'm asking for, but if he doesn't, I'm going to be setting things up to seek an interlocutory appeal, which I've not done before, but at this point I'm pretty sure I can do it. Except I don't trust the Court of Appeals, but I'm setting everything up. This is really it's gonna. I think if the Supreme Court Well, whether or not the Supreme Court fixes this, I've still got to go file the formal complaints. And at this point, I want to complain about, and I'm kind of waiting because they, when you fill the complaint out, they're like, is this all you have to complain about this judge? So I'm kind of waiting, and I'm also kind of waiting to see the end result, how much damage it's caused. Like Judge Philip Robinson, he's I got to complain about him. I got to complain about Sarah Rice, attorney. I got to complain about Charlene and Mack, guardian ad litem. I got to complain about the DCS attorneys. Got to complain about Judge Philip Robinson. I got to complain about Judge Sheila Calloway, um, and the all three judges in my first appeal, and all three well, there's only two extra judges in my second appeal because one of the judges was the same in my. How many appeals is this? I've actually done three. The contempt one was in the middle, and I'm not appealing that. But the first appeal, I didn't take to the Supreme Court. I'm positive. I think I've got a chance of having him hear my appeal this time. But at the first time around, I didn't have a chance at all. Plus, I was distracted with, you know, Stephen Rivenberg's case, and yeah, that was just really horrible. And then I figured, okay, we'll just I'll file another petition and change the circumstances, and had a lawyer that next time. So I thought, I thought things would be set right in my second custody modification trial, and it wasn't. So I'm kind of not sorry I didn't go to the Tennessee Supreme Court. But this time I think I do have a chance, a very tiny chance, and if they deny it, then I'm going to go to the I got to go to the Board of Judicial Conduct anyway for all of these judges. I don't have any complaints about any of the judges in my criminal cases. Um, yeah, so it's the appeals court judges is Andy Bennett, uh, Sweeney, Swinny, um, Carmen McGee, Frank Clement, and McBrayer in the Court of Appeals. Because in my first appeal, they made some really bad mistakes. But like I said, I let it go because I thought that things would get fixed the next time around. But really, you shouldn't let things go if they because you don't want bad case law. And anyway, okay, so pray for me, and we'll see what happens Monday morning. Yeah, this has been a bad week. I've only been on work one day this week. But last week was really good. Last week was really good, so I probably made enough between last week and this week. If I work as much next week as I did last week, I'll be fine for the month. Okay, all right, well, I'm going to go, and I am going to work tonight, and I'll be glad when Monday's over. I used to really look forward to, going to court and getting it out of the way, and they're much more of a drag now. It's like, I don't know. I guess it's because I never get nothing ever goes my way, and I have such little confidence that anything's gonna, it's just so bad. I mean, if this judge can just see what, this long history, this pattern of disregard for Delara's well-being, and he can be a hero. I mean, he could set all this right. He can set all this right Monday. He can give me the relief that I need, and yeah, if he gives me what I'm asking for on Monday, um, and I'm asking for other relief than what I put in the petition, because I think since when I filed that petition the end of August, and the things that have transpired since the end of August, I think other relief, and I did ask for other other relief in my original petition. So he can grant me this other relief is if he gives me complete control, everything gives me everything that Dolores Dad has had for the past 5.5 years. Give me complete discretion over everything. Give him his non-custodial parental rights, which he's you know, um, and I kind of hate for the some of these the order of protection. I hate in one way for it to go away because I'm afraid he's going to start harassing me. At which time I can get a restraining order against him or order of protection against him. But if all the restraining orders, order of protection are dissolved, and Magistrate Robertson he's got the authority to do that because the law says as a magistrate judge, he's got all the power of the judge and he can use it. So, and I'm going to take all my case law in there that's not already in my petition, and all the good things. Oh, and Delara, yeah, I don't think Dolores going to be there Monday. I don't think she's going to be there, and I think Dolores' dad won't be there. And yeah, I just don't think he will. And I seriously doubt that I would get a default judgment. I think I'm entitled to it. I don't think I'll get it. I think it's gonna. I might get it, but it's very unlikely. I think maybe that's why I'm depressed, is because I don't think Dolores' dad's going to show up, and I think he's going to get away with it again, and I think Dolores is not going to get heard. And even though he can go with his lawyer and lie like the devil and get ex parte orders, um, I've never asked for gotten anything ex parte, and I don't think they're going to start now giving it to me. So maybe that's why I felt so bad this week. Um, yeah, I don't think I'm going to get it. I really don't. I'm not expecting to get any relief. I'm not expecting Delara to get any relief, and I'm gonna have to. I'm probably gonna end up doing something pretty quick that's gonna end me up in jail because um, if that order of protection doesn't go away, he'll keep he can make stuff up. He's like, oh, she came to my door and she ran away. He could say she's been coming to my door and banging on my door every night, and but she runs away before I can get a picture of her, a recording, and they'll give it to him. That's what when the last thing I was arrested for, and he just said that he believed I was at the park the same time he was, and I wasn't. So those orders of protection are really dangerous, and they're really dangerous for him because I don't know why it is that he can have absolutely no proof, and the DA will have stuff hanging over my head for years. I mean, we're going on at least our second year. And with COVID, I don't know when I'm going to ever uh, get my jury trial. I'm supposed to have 2 jury trials, and if they sever the charges, I might have 3, but I don't know if I've got anything. I have to check and see if I've got anything on my I don't think I've got a court date yet for anything. I've got to check on that. But anyway, so yeah, somehow I'm gonna have to make contact with Delara, and um, yeah, because I can't let her think I've abandoned her. That fear of abandonment really affects people, and I don't know what he's telling her. He might tell her that I have abandoned her. Um, she might, I hope he is there Monday, and I get to ask him some questions that the judge needs answers to. But um, if he doesn't, I'll just have to do the best I can. But um, and there's so much drama. See this? I thought, okay, once the election's done, um, a lot of these people, in the political groups, they'll jump on this judicial accountability bandwagon, but they're so distracted with the masks and the mandates and the COVID stuff. COVID's just screwed up everything. So we'll have to just got to get through it. And it's early in the morning on Monday, so we'll get it over with. And I've got a lot of things planned that Dolores' dad's not gonna like. He's the things that I've got planned. If I carry them out with other people, he's gonna he's not gonna like it. I don't want him to like it. I don't want him to like it. I want him to know that. Um, I want Dolores to know that I care more about her well-being than I care about what he wants. And that's something that we've talked about. Dolores and I've talked about before. Is I've hurt her by I wouldn't call it harm, but I've hurt her feelings by making her think I care more about Court and care more about her dad than I care about her, and that breaks my heart. So, all right, I'm gonna go. How do I turn this off?